There's a battle for the soul of our culture, and we're training men and women to go out and fight in that battle. We need a training that meets that need. It needs to be rigorously intellectual. It needs to be done in a community that is spiritually and personally committed to following Christ, and it needs a practical dimension. The Augustine Institute, the reason we founded it was to meet each of those needs. It's not an easy training, it's not an easy formation, but it's the formation for our time.
The Church faces a monumental task today, and that is a task to bring the gospel to bear on a very secular, a very materialistic culture. What can make a difference is if a fresh proclamation of the gospel is made. Once again, a clarion call to Christ. This is the role of the Augustine Institute.
When John Paul II came to this very city of Denver, he challenged us saying, "It is no time to be ashamed of the gospel. It is a time to proclaim it from the rooftops."
He didn't launch a return to orthodoxy. He didn't call people simply back to the faith. He called them to arms. It was a call to come and work and strive and die in the midst of the struggle for the soul of our civilization.
Archbishop Chaput wanted something for lay people in his diocese. He really felt, being the Archbishop of Denver, that he had a responsibility to continue Pope John Paul II's visit here in 1993 to Denver, to continue this and usher forward this renewal, this new evangelization.
There's sort of a powerful, kind of wonderful Catholic community in the city of Denver, and the Augustine Institute plugs into it perfectly.
It's no accident we're in Denver. It's why we decided to start in Denver, and it's the same reason why people are coming from all over the country to this place. They know that there's something here that's a high call, a demanding call, but nonetheless a great call from Jesus Christ to transform the culture.
We believe that there are men and women from across the country who have placed on their hearts a desire to serve in this new evangelization, and at the Augustine Institute we want to help equip them to go out and live out that mission that John Paul II called us to.
We're not content with half measures. We don't want students who are only here because they think it's a nice place to get a Catholic education. We certainly are that, but what we desire are men and women who have felt a call from Jesus Christ to do something extraordinary.
Everyone who is at this institute is called to be here.
So that when you're in class, you're not just there with fellow students, but you're there with brothers and sisters in Christ.
It's not just sitting in the classroom because I want to get a degree, but it's sitting in the classroom because I want to know Christ and I want to bring Him and share Him to those that don't know Him.
We started the Masters Institute because we need to train people to engage in a battle that's covering all areas of culture.
Every person has an important role to play in the struggle. At the Augustine Institute, we want to equip people to play their part well.
Our curriculum is designed for the complete formation of the human being. The modern world has separated intellectual formation from character formation from practical formation. We're putting those back together precisely because men and women who have all of those things are what's necessary in our day and age to turn the tide.
You will never get a better education than you will get here. It's not just academics. It's an education and it's a formation, and it will change you.
And I know our students not only get great Orthodox theology, but they come away with a big picture of the Catholic faith and how to present the Catholic faith to our present culture today.
Do you know how to communicate the beauty of our faith, the truths of our faith?
The Augustine Institute is the answer to Pope John Paul II's summons for a new evangelization that would incorporate new methods, new ardor, and new expression to bring the gospel to bear upon the world today.
At the heart of any institution of learning, you have the coming together of students and faculty. And I think what separates the Augustine Institute from any other institution that I'm aware of is that from top to bottom, you have a faculty who are not just committed to the Church's teachings in the sense that they believe them, but these men and women are committed to living in an apostolic zeal.
What makes our faculty unique is that every one of them has experienced a call to engage the culture in a radical way in their life and in their mission, with their scholarship, with their writing, and with their speaking. Every one of them is effectively transforming the gospel right now in their lives.
They're an extraordinary group of people. They have a commitment to Christ that's very clear, and academic credentials that go along with it to make the Institute a very, very credible academic institution. It's a great blessing to have both of those qualities intersect, commitment to Christ intellectual ability and teaching ability to bring the two together for the students.
What we have in the leaders are not just people who are faithful, but have been proven to be effective. These are some of the lay apostles of the modern world. From top to bottom, you can look at the faculty and say, not only do I like what they teach, but I want to do what they do.
All education is imitation. We want to attract professors here who are imitable precisely in their ability to engage a culture fearlessly because they trust in Christ and boldly because they trust in Christ. This is our faculty.
These gentlemen are absolutely some of the best.
I love the way Tetri will give us very complete explanations. I love the way Gray will just rattle things off. I love the way Innerst is a vast genius.
Jeff Cavins, Joe Burns, Curtis Martin, who's at the forefront of the new evangelization.
And they're very knowledgeable in their fields, but they also actually invite us to be a part of their lives. And so we have the opportunity to spend time with their families and see what does it mean to live as a Catholic mother or a father in this world.
They've come to be my friends, my mentors, my teachers. They've invited me into their families, and that was huge. They've actually shown me what it looks like to live a Christian life.
We are so privileged to have them in Denver and in this institute.
They're here making sacrifices precisely to be a part of something great. And that's the kind of students we want to attract, who want to join us in that sacrifice to launch something that's really different than anything out there.
We want to form not just the head, but also the heart.
I've changed incredibly since I've started. It's really made me, again, fall in love with my Catholic faith.
It's an honor and a privilege to be able to attend such a program.
Those who attend the Augustine Institute will find an extraordinary treasure there.
One of the questions that I often receive is, what can I do with a master's degree from the Augustine Institute? What can't you do with a master's degree from the Augustine Institute? Our graduates are in all fields of the evangelization. Some are developing new programs. Some are directors of religious education in major parishes and transforming parish life. We have students who are in graduate school, students who are teaching at the collegiate level. Our graduates have more offers for positions when they graduate than they can possibly fill. We get requests from around the country about future graduates from the Augustine Institute.
We're not only here to learn, but we're really here to learn how to change the world.